Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh, Chief of the Air Staff, Shri Rajesh Kumar Singh, Defense Secretary, Government of India, Dr. Sameer Kamath, Secretary, DRDO, Air Marshal Anil Golani. He's actually touched a number of points which I am also going to be highlighting in my talk, and DG SIDM, Mr. Ramesh. Very senior officers from the Indian Armed Forces, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed my honor and privilege to be standing here and talking to such an august audience. It's always been the pleasure of SIDM to associate itself with CAPS and also bring about issues which are now on the front burner as far as national scenario is concerned. The theme of today's seminar is aligned with India's vision of a Atmanirbhar Bharat. In fact, I was just trying to see what does the Atmanirbharta means. And in fact, the better term which has often been used is Swavalamban. Atmanirbharta means actually self-reliance, whereas Swavalamban means self-reliance and independence to act. The difference in two lies that you could be self-reliant but not still be independent to act. If India is to occupy its rightful place in the community of nations, we need both. And if you need both, technology is going to be the greatest driver because technology has been and will be used as an instrument of foreign policy. We just heard that delay will occur because the engines are not coming. These all are tools of what we call technology denials. So if we are looking to become a vibrant democracy, third largest economy, and wanting its rightful place, there's no way that we do not have technology which is homegrown. Let me just give you a small example on the importance of the air power. After the First World War, the then Italian air chief said, seeing the destruction which was brought about by German aircrafts, he said, the future will only have air forces. There's no place for army or navy. While that prediction may not be true, but the importance it brings to air power cannot be underestimated. I was reading a wonderful line while I was coming into this auditorium, and it said, deterrence from depth. I think we need to also coin a phrase, aggression in air, to have deterrence from depth. And that aggression in air can only come in if you are in a position to stand as far as aviation technologies are concerned, right at the top of the deck. India is a nation which is often and always, in fact not often, disappointed both the pessimists and the optimists. I can assure you, early 60s, we were making our own aircrafts and probably disappointing many pessimists in the world. But here today, when the industrial complex has actually reached very high levels, we are struggling to actually get the heart of an aircraft. One of the most critical technologies which will be required and without which the Air Force cannot fly and get into the Air Force and be known as Air Force would be the heart of the aircraft. We have many success stories. We have heard about the LCA Tejas being developed in the country with a very large amount of indigenization. We have a Tata aircraft complex. We heard of C295 being manufactured in the country. But in a vast, I would say, sky, these are only few shining stars. We probably need a full Milky Way to be there. Now, how do we go about taking all this forward? I think the key will lie in harnessing all the resources available in the country. We cannot be winning a cricket match if half the team is sitting outside. So we need a collective effort. And I think one of the most important areas for the development here would like in public-private enterprise coming together. Public has all the infrastructure which is required. Private has that hunger to be there. I think they can make an excellent combination to take the nation forward. As far as some of the critical technologies which are required to be developed, needless to say that this needs to be a national effort. We cannot be doing this in silos, and we have learned to break the silos during the COVID time. I think we need to take that learning forward, break the silos, and ensure that there is a seamless interaction, public, private, academia, and there is a national effort to try and address one of the critical parts of the technology which is needed. The way forward for this nation is quite obvious. We have to ensure that we create infrastructure and the right ecosystem for development of the gas turbine engines in the country. There is no way we can become an effective, I would say, nation in the world configuration unless we are able to develop the Air Force which is homegrown. With these words, I would like to wish today's seminar great success. I think the topics which have been chosen are extremely focused and timely, and I also wish that the discussions and the net result or the outcome of these discussions are taken forward. With this, wishing all the best for today's seminar and thanking all the ladies and gentlemen for giving me a patient hearing. Jai Hind.